Hello everyone! Welcome to the most rock and roll episode of Talking Times. Remember we had the rock and roll month, right? It's not over. I'm Maick Ofel and I'm here with Artur Schreiber and we're gonna have an amazing conversation about rock and roll. I'm very excited. This guy has a lot of interesting stories to share. You're about to meet him right after our intro. Artur! Hey
Hello,
man.
Mike.
What's up? How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm amazing. Before we start, can you please introduce yourself to our listeners?
Okay, my name is Artur. I'm a teacher and coordinator at Times, and I'm also a musician. I'm a drummer, actually.
Nice. And okay, what type of band do you have, and what's the story behind it?
Well, I had a lot of bands, you know. I had a band that lasted for 15 years.
15 years.
15 years.
It's like a marriage, isn't it?
Yeah, it was like a marriage.
Yeah.
And we were really good friends. We would go out. The name of the band was Red Eyes.
Red Eyes.
You know, the 90s, you know.
Yeah, it was because they used to rehearse close to air conditioning and they were like very sensitive to that.
And then it was like an alternative rock band. We were like very different from what was going on, especially in Brazil. You know, because we had a lot of influences. We used to listen to a lot of different types of things. Then I had a band called Last Pain that I showed you.
Oh, that was a nice one,
man. It was
man.
a hard rock band.
I loved what you told me. Like, oh, we thought that was it. If it wasn't in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I had the same feeling with the first band I ever recorded. But my English was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually a bit embarrassed to share with my students because I was a student too and people judge.
Yeah.
But I had the same feeling. Oh my God, if it wasn't in English, the songs, maybe,
Yeah. And then I had a band called Vampiros e Piratas. It was,
hence the tattoos, right?
Yeah, that's why the tattoos. It was with some guys from Last Spain too. And then I played in some cover bands, like I played in a Faith No More cover band, I played in a The Cure cover band. And now I have a band called the Hurricane Brothers. We play like classic rock from 50s to 80s with a very different lineup.
Yeah, it is very peculiar.
Yeah, I think it's one of the only rock and roll bands in the world that doesn't have a guitar player.
Man, yeah,
right?
I've never seen a lineup like that.
Yeah.
You know, and I know some crazy bands, they would mix like violins and though that is bagpipe, I guess, you know, the Scottish instrument. So this kind of folk heavy metal, but I've never seen one like, well, it's too difficult to have a guitar player. We don't need one.
We tried. You know, we tried, but you know, guitar players they really want to, you know, to stand up.
Are they more troublemakers than the singers, though?
I don't know if they're troublemakers, but they really want to stand out. You know? They want to be the stars.
Yeah,
and they can play in a low volume. That's the problem because we play in small venues. We play in restaurants and pubs, you know, and you cannot have such a loud sound because people are eating and talking.
Yeah, and
you know.
The guy will not give up his electric guitar by an acoustic one too.
No, and you said lower a little, and he pretends.
He just changed like.
Yeah.
Okay, now.
He just do like this.
Okay, so something interesting about that, you guys kind of transformed a possible barrier to something unique. Like, well, we have a different lineup. We are very adaptable to those types of environment.
Yeah.
You know, and about having a band, Artur, how old were you in your first one?
My first band, I think I was like 16 or 17. It was with some friends. It didn't last too long.
Okay.
We would play mostly covers from the bands we liked back in the time, like Guns N' Roses, The Cult, Bon Jovi, you know, the hard rock bands.
I had a cover band too. It was terrible.
But it didn't last long.
And do you think is it still possible, like for bands these days, have this type of origin, like a group of friends that plays in the garage, or this is like from the 80s, from the 90s? Now a producer will pick up the people, and form a band. Like
I think that the problem nowadays is, especially in Brazil, that there are no space for rock bands. There are no TV shows. There are no, so they're just going to play for fun, or play for beers in a pub or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's really hard for a new band, a new original rock band, to make money with it, to have a career.
I tried, and every time, what's your job? Oh, I'm a musician. All right, and your job?
Yeah, what do you do for a living?
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but art in Brazil in general is tough.
It's really
though.
hard.
Yeah. And before I forget, if you guys have questions, bring them on. Okay, I'll be reading the chat. Okay. By the way, hi Cave, nice to see you here, man. Shout out to you guys in Butantã. Okay, hi Priscilla. She likes you. Teacher Artur, congratulations.
Priscilla is a very nice student.
It's very sweet, guys. We really enjoy it, And talking about the Hurricane Brothers, okay, that's a peculiar name. How did this name come up?
Well, when I joined the band, it existed already, I was like one of the last ones to join. I really don't know how the name came out,
Because you guys
but
have
I really like that name.
Yeah, it's nice. It's appealing. And what type of songs do you guys play? I know, but I won't share.
Yeah, we played old rock and roll from 50s to the 80s. We played Beatles, Bob Dylan, Creedence, Johnny Cash, but we played like Aha.
Nice.
We played Dire Straits. We played Boy George.
Man, and how is the reaction to the public in general? Because these are very classic bands, and do you have like younger people going there and they interact?
Yeah, like I said, we play mostly at restaurants and little pubs, and sometimes parents take their kids to see, and kids, they just love it,
Nice.
And it's really nice to see, because sometimes there are kids and sometimes there are really old people, like in their 70s and 80s, and everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah, and rock and roll does that in a way, because it's kind of, in a way, we're gonna talk about that, but it's like almost like a cult, like the father there is that moment that the father has to have the talk with the kids.
It's funny because when I started listening to rock and roll, our parents wouldn't like it. It was, it's too noisy, turn it down, And now it's the opposite. Now rock and roll is for old people, you talk about kids and, I don't like rock and roll. It's for old people,
Yeah, unfortunately you are right. With me it was something similar, because my parents, they're like from a traditional Christian family, like my father would listen to those quartet vinyls from gospel music, like those very classic gospel music. And I would be crazy about terror movies until the day I was in a supermarket and I saw Iron Maiden covers. And you mentioned the Number of the Beast. That was the first one that caught my attention, and I wanted to hear. And then this friend from school, he recorded for me in a cassette player. I had this very small radio, and I started to listen, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah,
it was like just like that. No family influence, was quite the opposite too.
Yeah, when you are young, when you're like 11, 12, and you listen to this, especially like metal, like Iron Maiden, you get like, oh man, that's my life.
And I couldn't understand a thing Bruce Dickinson was saying. I just like it how it sounded, like, oh my god, And you mentioned the band is quite different in a way, but you guys became an Oktoberfest band.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny story too.
What happened there?
We used to play in a German bar, a very traditional one that is in São Paulo, in Shopping Center Norte.
Okay.
We used to play there, and the owner said, "Hey guys, I need a band for Oktoberfest."
Just like that.
I'll get you guys the clothes, and he brought us like 10 CDs of German music, German traditional music. Said, would you guys do it? And we said, yeah.
Why
Sure.
not?
Why not? You know, it's funny. And then we started doing it, and he gave us the clothes, and every October we become a Oktoberfest band.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we play on German pubs and, you know, traditional
It's a very
parties.
specific market, in true, you know,
Yeah,
a
it
niche
is,
of,
it
you know,
is. But we mix the German music with rock and roll, because
of course.
nobody stands listening to German music for 3 hours, you know. Like,
not even Germans.
not even, no. Not even, no. There's a funny story. There's a German company, they hired us to play because some guys would come from Germany. And then we put our clothes, the hats.
Cultural appropriation. I'm joking.
And the German guy said, no, I don't want to listen to this, man. Can you play something else, you know? Like,
Can you play some Guns N' Roses?
he wanted to listen to Brazilian music, you know.
Oh, it was quite the opposite.
Yeah,
then.
we don't play Brazilian music. We play some rock Brazilian bands, but we don't have.
And he saw the lineup and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna play some bossa nova, something like that."
No, then it
Not
was like,
quite.
it was
Okay. What about you? You played in weddings too, right?
Yeah, we play sometimes at weddings because our lineup it's really small. We fit, you know, and the sound is not too loud. Because, like we said, we don't have a guitar player, so we managed to control the volume.
Okay, what was the nicest place you ever played?
The nicest place
Because
I
it
ever
varies.
played.
It could be the structure. Sometimes it's the audience, you know,
Oh, that's something I never thought
or
about.
maybe that your top three. You know, like if you could go back and play again the same concert, you would go.
Well, I think the concerts for... Oh, there was a very nice concert we played with Red Eyes in a place called... It was a place at Barra Funda in São Paulo. I don't remember the name. But there was like more than 1,000 people there.
Damn.
And we weren't famous. And there was a very nice big screen behind the stage showing images of us, and it was a nice concert.
Man, I played in one like that, but it was before internet was how it is today. So we don't have a lot of recordings, you know, and we like, if it was today, it would be like all over, you know.
Yeah.
And what type of music do you listen to? Because you inside the rock and roll genre, you seem to be very eclectic.
Yeah,
You mentioned something about Michael Jackson and Slayer there.
Yeah, I was telling him that when Beat It came out from Michael Jackson, I used to listen to Michael Jackson, but I used to listen to Slayer at the same time.
If you don't know what a Slayer is, Google it after the podcast.
Yeah.
Is the type of band that grandmothers like to listen when they're kneading.
Yeah, exactly. And I listen to all kinds of rock and roll, you know, since the classic ones, since rockabilly and hard rock from the 70s, then heavy metal. I was really into it with Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, and then the thrash metal with Metallica, Slayer.
When they were trash, I mean Metallica.
Yeah, Exodus. But their new album is really nice.
Yeah, I haven't heard yet.
I like it.
Nice, I will. And
I like to listen to jazz, you know. I love Miles Davis. For me, he's the greatest musician ever. I like hip hop from the 90s and 80s, the old school hip hop. Blues.
So, is that because you really enjoy the music, or there is an influence because you are also a musician, and sometimes we are more open-minded when it's like that? Or when you listen, it was just for fun, like, I like this song.
I think both, you know. I started listening to different kinds of rock styles, and like there's a style that is not very known that I really love, that is called trip hop.
Trip hop?
Trip hop. It was very big in the 90s, you know. It's like hip hop, but it's more, you know, easy and calm, and
okay.
sometimes psychedelic.
Now it makes sense, the name.
Yeah.
Because now we have the stone metal. Have you heard?
Yeah, stone metal.
What's the name of that? Mastodon, I guess.
Mastodon is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Listen to it. Yes, another nice one.
Yeah.
All right. So we are in a way the living proof that you can be a heavy metal rock and roll fan and not be caught in that tribalism, like, oh, I only listen to this, I never listen to other type of music.
That was something that always bothered me, because I never felt part of a tribe. And I never wanted to be part of a tribe, because I would listen to different kinds of rock and roll. I used to listen to heavy metal and punk rock at the same time, and it was dangerous.
Yeah, there was a beef there, right?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
It was dangerous for you to say, no, I like Iron Maiden and Sex Pistols.
Which is very contradictory, though, because we were talking about that before the show. The first two albums with Paul Di'Anno in Iron Maiden, it sounds like a type of punk rock with solos.
Yeah, like I said, heavy metal, it came from punk rock.
Yeah.
It took the energy from punk rock, but the guys knew how to play. Right? The guys were good musicians, And
don't feel offended.
No,
okay?
but
it's true.
That's the good
very
thing.
accurate description. Yeah,
that's good. The good thing about punk rock is that you don't need to be a very good musician. It's like the do-it-yourself thing.
Yeah.
Do it yourself. Do it in your garage.
There is another thing related to that. I think you were also very into the grunge movement.
A lot.
But a lot of the bands in the interviews that I've watched, they say, "Well, what the hell is grunge? I'm not part of that. It's like a self-made label some guys created to get all the bands and put in the same package."
Exactly. The media creates it to put it all in the same bag, But if you pay attention, Nirvana has nothing to do with Soundgarden. That has nothing to do with Mudhoney and Alice in Chains. They were totally different bands, They sounded very different. They were friends. They used to play at the same places, maybe the same record label.
Yeah, and that scene was strong in Seattle as well.
Yeah.
Hence the whole thing.
A lot of bands went to Seattle to get a deal. They weren't from Seattle, but Seattle was the melting pot, So people, there's a very nice story. There's a band called Reverend Heart on Heat. They call it like psychobilly. They are rockabilly, but more,
aggressive.
A little bit harder. More aggressive. And one of the guys said, "Hey guys, I got us a show in Seattle." And the guy said, "Oh, nice. How much they will pay us?" And he said, "Oh, I think it's going to be like $200." And the guy said, $200? We're going to spend more than this to get there, The guy said, "No, but we should go, everything's happening there." And they said, "Okay, we go." Then they went to Seattle. They played a concert, and the guy from
Hello, Ed Vedder. It was a nice concert.
Yeah, and the guy from Sub Pop, that was the main record label, the one that released Nirvana, they hired the band.
What's the name of the band?
It's Reverend Heart on Heat.
Man, that's amazing.
It's a very nice band.
And this would be similar what we were talking about MTV in São Paulo. Like a lot of bands would go there because there was a scene happening there. Of course, there are scenes all over Brazil, but it was very strong.
Yeah, my dream was to work on MTV when I was, around my 20s.
Yeah. My dream when I had a band was to be there. Like, oh, please, I want to invite.
Well, I've been there a few times,
Okay, a lot of people sending messages here.
Oh, nice.
I won't forget you guys. Okay, all right. Cave saying here, this is the El Clásico of the coordinators.
Nice,
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, Cave. You are dear to us. Lucas is saying, hi teacher, congrats. They
Who's
love you,
saying-
Artur.
who's saying that?
Lucas Medina.
Oh, hi, Lucas.
Hi Anderson, big coffee. His husband. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. You know, that's our private joke. Big coffee. You guys wanna get it? You know, you don't wanna know. Okay, Lucas is asking you, teacher, where do you usually play? I think he means the location because he wants to watch you.
Okay, we play in a very nice pub in Freguesia do Ó, that is called Quintal do Ó. We played sometimes in a German bar at Freguesia too, that is called O Alemão.
That's the one that got you the Oktoberfest deal.
No, not really.
Yeah?
It was out, but we played there too. We play on these places. We used to play on Conveio. Do you know Conveio?
No.
Conveio is like the Fogaça restaurant
Okay.
for junk food, like burgers and things like
Nice.
that. We used to play there too.
What's the YouTube channel of you guys?
The Hurricane Brothers.
Okay, I posted the link, the first link in the chat. You watch after the broadcast. Don't go there now. Yeah.
Wait for it.
And you're gonna have an amazing experience. You're gonna see the guys going full German bands.
Yeah.
It's similar to Rammstein, guys. You'll see.
yeah, exactly like.
All right, Kadu is asking, what are your opinions about the new Metallica album 72 Seasons? Well, I have a very specific Metallica view. You maybe will agree or not, but first thing I love them was the second metal band that I've ever heard, and I noticed that they were very, very intelligent adapting to the marketing, and this was like a double-edged cutting knife in a way, because in the 90s what was popular, that kind of the sonic alternative rock style that we were talking about, and they decided to record after the Black Album that was like a lot of hits. They made Load and then Reload. That was kind of a popish vibe. Exactly, that's the face of every true.
They wanted to become a Seattle band, right?
Exactly. But that's my controversial opinion. I love those albums with all my heart. Maybe it's because it was new when I first listened, and I think they are very, very intelligent in terms of marketing adaptation. You know, but I haven't heard the last album. Sorry, Kadu. What are your take? What's your take on that?
I really liked it. You know, Metallica, they kind of started the thrash metal scene.
Yeah.
You know, they influenced all the bands.
Big four, right?
Yeah, they influenced all the bands that came after, like Slayer, Exodus, you know, even Megadeth, because, you know, Mustaine was from Metallica. And a lot of people got disappointed when they made their first video, because heavy metal bands shouldn't have videos, because MTV was for pop.
There was a stigma too.
Yeah.
Was it Master of Puppets on?
It was one,
right?
From and Justice for All.
Yeah,
album.
and that video, if I'm not wrong, it's black and white, shows some war images.
Yeah, it's black and white and have some scenes from a movie, you know, from a war movie. And the true metalheads, they got really disappointed because Metallica made a video. It's so stupid, right?
That's the first word problems, right? I'm angry. What happens, man? Metallica made a music video.
Yeah.
My life is never gonna be the same.
Yeah, it was
Get
something like
ahead
that.
of yourself.
And then it was I listened to this album a lot, you know, and just for a lot. I really like the drumming.
Do you like the
It
double
was-
kick that Lars does that? Do you? Okay, be honest with me. Don't hate me, but do you think Lars is a good drummer?
I think he's an excellent drummer.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people bash him, say, you know, he's old and rich, and he just don't want to study anymore. He doesn't want to study anymore and practice, and he just wants to tour and play.
So
But what he created is amazing, you know.
In a way, is what we were talking about, the rock and roll essence there. You know, like I don't know, as a musician, I see that it's more difficult to write a song that is simple and gets the message across and talks to a specific target audience than just write a 10-minute song full of techniques that is kind of emotionally lacking, in this way, and he can do that, I mean, like really go and rock and roll there.
Yeah, and after the Injustice for All, they released the Black Album.
Yeah.
They lost like 2,000 fans and gained 2 million fans, right?
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Man, and that album's amazing.
Like the true metalheads against it, oh no, now it's a pop band, a lot of ballads.
The Black Album is a pop album. What
but
the heck?
then they became the biggest metal band ever, right? And at the beginning I was like, but I really love this album, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, me too.
It's amazing.
And when you watch I think it's the Donington concert that Iron Maiden has an album to 1992, that is like that ocean of people. The video puts Fade to Black, Metallica, dun, 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 dun. Man. Kirk messes the solo as he always does live, but it's still an amazing video.
Like I said, they are rich and old.
Exactly.
They just don't want to practice anymore.
And I think when I had a band, I got it all twisted because I was very harsh on myself, and I was a singer with fear of stage. I had stage fear.
Stage fright, right?
Yeah, I was like that. And every time there was it was a big event, but there was nobody from the scene, I would be the rock star. I would go there in front and interact with the public. Oh Mike, this day, I think there will be a guy from a label, blah, 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 blah. I would sing out of the pitch all the time, man, it was terrible. Because I was very nervous, obsessed with perfection, and it's not about that.
No, not at all.
It's not about that.
Rock and roll is not about perfection.
Yeah. Do you listen to any, because you mentioned, you listen to jazz as well?
A lot.
Okay, it's quite opposite, right? It's very, very technical.
Yeah, jazz was something that when I was younger, I used to say, it's not
boring.
Music. That's not music. Each one of them are playing different things. It doesn't make sense, But when you become a musician and you
get the vibe there.
When you understand what they're doing, and
they improv,
and they're playing the same thing in different ways, I love it.
Yeah, it's a specific genre as well, in a specific niche in a way. Do you listen to progressive metal bands as well?
Not much. I think it's kind of boring.
Yeah, that I imagine you would say something like that.
You guys were talking here about Halloween.
Yeah.
When Halloween came out, I was an Iron Maiden fan. And I was like, they want to sound like Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
And I didn't pay too much attention to Halloween.
Man,
sorry.
No, what I love about them, that they are part of that we call the little sword metal, like
Viking metal. Right?
Yeah. Viking metal is another one as well that got the same vibe.
Like Manowar.
Exactly, Manowar. Manowar is it's like Massacration but serious.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
If there, oh my God, we shouldn't have said that because it's like a code. If there is any Manowar fan, please don't split me in half with your plastic axe.
Yeah, and I don't take it back.
But from this vibe, I remember listening to a band called Hammerfall. That there is a song called Renegade. Oh, I love that. They got kind of some influence from Iron Maiden, from Judas Priest, and a little bit of an old band called Celtic Frost too. This type of vibe. But Halloween, what I really, really admire about them is what we were talking before. They got the 3 lead singers that had been in the band before, and they put them all together so they could go past the tribalism that happens when a musician leaves the band. Mm-hmm. So imagine it would be equivalent to Iron Maiden with Paul Di'Anno, Blaze Bayley, and Bruce Dickinson in the same stage.
Same time. Oh, that would be really
it would sound like a waste of time. What are the 2 other guys doing there? There's Bruce. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it would be something like that.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I was at the concert, the Halloween concert at Monsters
and I
of Rock.
so much. I couldn't be there.
I was there with my wife, and she really loved it.
What's her name?
Her name is Claudia.
Shout out to you, Claudia.
Claudia, tomorrow is her birthday. Happy
that's sweet.
birthday, love. Right. And she really loved it. Halloween, she didn't know the band. And she was like, oh, I want a CD.
And it was something otherworldly when I saw like Michael Kiske with Angie Darius and Kai Hansen. They like these notes singing the same song together. I don't know.
It's something really hard to happen in the rock scene.
Exactly. My mind was blown away. Imagine like it would be like the Oasis go back again and they don't fight, or the original Guns N' Roses line up.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen again, or it's actually
not
happening.
in this lifetime.
Come on.
So sad.
Okay, nice. Okay, so it's a good album. So going back to Metallica, the question.
Yeah, the new album is very good. I really liked it. They got like back to roots. There's some very nice songs.
Yeah, the only thing that I was disappointed is not even about the songs. Is about the mixing, is the Sid Anger, because of that drum.
I couldn't listen to this album.
Exactly. It was like a bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
I say, what were they
thinking?
thinking?
In a frying pan.
Yeah.
It sounds like this. Terrible.
So I'm not a drummer, man, but I'm very picky with how the drumming sounds in an album. I love when I can listen the cymbals and the
the drums from the Black Album.
It's perfect.
It's amazing, and
it's very heavy.
The story about it is that they hired a guy to take care just of the drums.
That should be standard.
They hired a guy like an expert. The guy came with a lot of different drum parts, and it was so good. The sound of the album is so good that they called the guy to go on the road with them, and the guy said, "No, I don't do that. How much do you want?
How much do you want?
You have to be on the road with us." So
yeah, that's it sounds amazing. I also like the Iron Maiden Brave New World, because the drum is really clear there. You can listen everything.
Yeah, and Nico is amazing.
I love him, right? And he's one of the double kick thing that I love.
Yeah.
It's very nice. Okay, hi André, hi Marcel. Oh, hi Marcel, hi Cynthia. André Luis is asking here, what are your inspiration to learn music? What was what triggered the beginning for you, Artur?
Well, I started to listen to rock and roll when I was around 7 or 8.
Okay.
Because my older brother bought a Kiss record.
Ah, you like Kiss? I couldn't tell.
Oh, yeah. I love Kiss. It was the first band I've heard.
Did you watch the movie? The Troy Rock City?
Oh, yeah.
It's very fun, man.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
And then I was hypnotized when I listened to this album.
What was the first album you heard?
It was called Rock and Roll Over from Kiss. An amazing. It's such a good album that it seems like it's a best of, right? Or a greatest hit album, And then Kiss was my brother's thing. He was a Kiss fan, and then I listened to Van Halen.
Oh my god!
And I was really into it. I bought all the records when I was 8, 9 years old. I used to go downtown to buy records. By myself. I would take the bus and go to Galeria do Rock.
Oh, I had a necklace from there.
When Galeria do Rock was Galeria do Rock, right now is a mall, a shopping,
We're getting old, man.
Yeah.
You know that old people's talk. I'm doing the same. Like, in the past we used to do this and that.
If
now
you're
everything.
saying that, can you imagine?
No, I'm feeling like
I'm a dinosaur.
I'm feeling like Clint Eastwood, in that movie Gran Torino, when he leaves with a cup of coffee and he does that face like.
Yeah, looking at the young people like.
I'm feeling like that sometimes. Like, okay, let's listen to some new bands. You go to
No.
What is the record that you would listen over and over and still today you still listen to?
I think this one from Kiss, Rock and Roll Over, and one record from another band that I really love, that is The Cure. They have an album called Disintegration.
Disintegration.
It's amazing. I would listen to it. forever.
You mentioned something about Van Halen. Okay, let's just start our rock and roll history journey here. Well, what about the Michael Jackson thing and Van Halen? And what's the story?
Yeah,
It's a cool one.
well, it's something that everybody knows, that the Beat It song from Michael Jackson, who plays guitar on this song is Eddie Van Halen, right? And the story is that Quincy Jones, that was Michael Jackson's producer,
He's
he
a
said-
big name, right, in the industry.
he's an amazing producer, you know.
Will be like Tom King in the boxing.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mike Tyson in the box.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy.
Yeah. No, yeah, Tom King, remember the guy with the hair? He was his manager.
He was
Yeah.
the Tyson manager. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, and then he said to Michael, "Well, we need a rock song, you know. Rock and roll is really big. It was the beginning of the '80s." And then Michael Jackson said, "Well, then it has to be Van Halen, you know, Eddie Van Halen."
Imagine Michael Jackson saying that about your band.
Yeah.
Oh, it has to be those guys.
Yeah, and Michael Jackson, he was really into rock. There are
You have a lot of influence.
He called a lot of different guitar players from rock, like Slash played with
Yes.
him. The guitar player from Billy Idol, Steve Stevens, played with him too.
Even in his voice, with some songs, he was listen that typical rock and roll drive.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like Beat It, for example, he
Yeah.
does that. Yeah.
And then Quincy Jones called Eddie Van Halen like for 3 times because Eddie couldn't believe it. You know, he thought it was a joke, it was a prank call. Okay, all right. And then Quincy called again and said, "No, that's true. I'm Michael Jackson's producer and we want you in a song, you know." And then one of his demands for recording the song was that his name he couldn't go in the record, you know, in the credits.
I will do that, but anonymously.
Yeah, he didn't want nobody to know.
Do you
it
see, guys,
was
how
him.
crazy it sounds? It's like Faustão giving you a call. "Oh, Beast, I wanted to be in my show." Okay, I go, but can you not tell anyone?
Yeah, and then he said, especially my band. I don't want the guys from Van Halen to know that I'm recording with you.
Don't
He
tell
said,
my band. They didn't have the internet though, right?
Yeah, but you know
Gossip.
the first note you listen on his solo said it's Van Halen. You know.
No, it wasn't me. It was probably a copycat.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And can you imagine how much money he lost doing this?
But
Right.
the thing about this story though, why do you think he didn't want anyone to know?
I think because of this kind of tribalism, like you said, you know,
Yeah.
if you're a rock band, you could not be involved with a pop artist, you know, and Michael Jackson
no
was like,
collabs
yeah.
or feats.
But that's in the past, right?
Yeah.
I think nobody cares about it anymore.
Interesting enough, then we had a big event for a campaign. Remember Michael Jackson doing the "We Are the World"?
Yeah, We Are the World was a...
It was amazing. I think this is.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was a pain in the neck because
It was
the
everywhere.
radio would play it like every 5 minutes, you know.
Okay, controversial statements now. Songs that are good, but they have been overplayed. I can start. You're gonna kill me. But I cannot listen to Sweet Child of Mine anymore.
Oh, me neither.
Oh, thanks,
Me
man.
neither.
And you are also a musician. You probably hate Psycho Killer.
Yeah, and I play it.
I love it. This song, good thing.
Yeah, I love it, but my band plays like I love.
Oh my
I
God,
love
I'm gonna
Talking
listen.
Heads. I love Talking Heads.
And Can't Come As You Are from Nirvana is another one that I love the song, but it has been overplayed.
Yeah, it's funny when Kurt Cobain died, I had a cover band back then, and we played "Come As You Are" like a tribute to him.
Ah, yes. And you see the lyrics kind of, you know, I swear I
Do
don't have like...
you know that this song is like a copy? You know,
Yeah?
there is a band called Killing Joke.
I heard
And
about this,
they
guys.
have a song called 80s. It's the same riff but faster. Exactly. And
Really?
and Kurt Cobain said, "No, it's from Killing Joke. I love them." And
Okay, so
somebody asked the guy of Killing Joke if are you going to sue the guy? I said, "Not at all. I'm really proud of it, you know.
Oh, that was very mature of them.
Yeah, and then this band, they ended, and Dave Grohl got the band together and played drums and recorded an album with them.
Ah.
And it's an amazing album.
He was with Queen of the Stone Age as well.
True, yeah, he recorded the best album from Queen of the
Yeah,
Stone Age.
he's an amazing. Do you like Foo Fighters as well?
I love it.
Okay.
At the beginning, I was like, too pop, you know.
We always do that.
Yeah, but I don't.
You got past that.
I don't care.
You killed the Clint Eastwood in you.
Exactly. Like I was telling you, like Van Halen, when they switched the singer, I was like, oh no, that's not Van Halen anymore. That's bullshit.
They're jumping like that. What is that?
Yeah.
The synthesizers.
Now I care. If it sounds good, it doesn't matter who plays it.
Talking about that, you know. Do you know any stories about rivalry between bands? You know, guys that would hate each other. There is a story about Axl Rose fighting, I guess, was with Oasis, if I'm not wrong.
Kurt Cobain too.
Kurt Cobain, yeah. But like, it was really like they exchanged some...
I think they almost got physical.
How would you bet?
Know? Oh, I think Axl would kick Kurt Cobain's ass because he was stoned all the time.
Yeah.
He was always, you know.
Yeah, but Kurt would look like the guy in prison that nobody will mess with, like will be in a corner like this, you know.
But he was really he was small and
rock stars dog fight, new event.
He's small, skinny, and high.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
you went to the concert that he was in a dress, really?
Yeah.
It was
I went
Hollywood.
to this concert. Yeah, and it was a mess. Do you know?
I saw some song. Skid Row was there too, right? I guess was in this edition.
I think it was in the same festival, but not in the same day.
Okay.
What happened there? It was the name of the festival was Hollywood Rock, you know, and it was because of the cigarette Hollywood, but they didn't know that, you know.
You cannot smoke in here. What?
And João Gordo from Ratos de Porão told him. He said, "Do you guys know that Hollywood is a cigarette brand?" And they said, "Really? Yeah." And they said, "All right, okay."
And that's when it got messy.
And then they screwed up the show, you know, they changed instruments and started doing like they were in a garage. You know, it wasn't a concert for a stadium. People in the stadium was like,
what is happening here?
What is happening, you
but
know?
They were kind of anti-smoking, that was the thing?
I think they were mad because nobody told them that they were playing for a cigarette brand. You know,
okay, like
they
we're
thought
using
it
them
was
to
Hollywood
promote.
because Hollywood, you know.
Wow, that's really messed
and
up.
There is a part on the concert that the Chris Novoselic, the bass player, he goes to the mic and he said, "I don't smoke, but if I smoke, I would only smoke Hollywood cigarettes because they're the best." You know?
Nirvana was famous for doing that though, like going to TV shows and breaking everything. I remember one that they didn't like to do playbacks because it was not a rock and roll thing. What the hell? You go there and do a playback? Now it's the standard music industry.
Yeah, even on live concerts.
Exactly.
Playback, right?
Guys, you will listen the guy go like the like the auto tune thing.
Yeah.
Say what the hell is the guy's a robot or something?
Terrible.
And what other rock concerts have you been here?
Oh my God, I think
start the list.
More than 1,000.
Okay. More than 1,000.
The first one was Van Halen in 1983. You know, I was 10 years old, but I was already a fan.
Was with David Lee Roth already?
Yeah, David Lee Roth.
Still. Yeah.
He was still in the band. And then after that, Kiss came to Brazil too in '83. I went with my whole family, like my father, my uncle, my sister was pregnant, my cousins. It was like a family event going to the Kiss concert.
That's something very nice to see too.
And on 90s, during the 90s, there was a lot of great concerts because of this festival, Hollywood Rock, because of MTV. So I saw a lot of bands. I saw Aerosmith, I saw Jimmy Page and Robert Plant.
Damn.
And Black Crowes and The Cure, Nirvana, Alice in Chains. There was a very nice venue near my home called Olympia. I think I saw more than 100 concerts there. I saw Pantera, Marilyn Manson, Smashing Pumpkins, Body Count, Beastie Boys.
Man, Smashing
The
Pumpkins
list goes
is another band that I would love to see them live.
Oh,
You
it
know,
was-
the first
it was
album
amazing.
I heard, it was not like from the classics songs. It was the Machina, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that album, when I heard the gung 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 gung
Yeah.
gung,
Ex Machina,
Ex
right?
Machina, this one. When I heard that, I was, and then I saw the video. The guy looked like a Hellraiser member, you know,
Yeah,
with
he
that
was
long
bald,
overcoat,
yeah, and
bald,
bald.
and I'm not dead. Like, I
Yeah.
love that band, and they have a fantastic drummer too.
Oh my God,
He's so
amazing.
good.
Jimmy Chamberlain.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
amazing, man.
He's really good.
He has a lot of jazz influences.
Yeah, a lot of
you know?
groove. Yeah.
He's amazing.
And do you? I don't know if you like the band, but one of the guys that every drummer always says, "I don't like the band, but I love the drummer," is the guy from Blink-182, Travis Baker.
Yeah, exactly this. I really don't like the band, but I know he's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Do you know what's
Like
the?
I said, when Blink came out, I was already an adult, so
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to me.
And it's very interesting because I think in terms of sound when you're listening is what stands out more even than the singers there, the drumming, you
Yeah.
know. And you have a lot of new kids forming a band, you know. Oh, let's have a Blink cover. It's just like 3 chords, like
Yeah.
and then the drum like, damn, I'm screwed, you know.
No, let's play something else. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Let me take a look at the chat. We're getting to this, man. We're sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I'm here. I'm back. I'm back.
We could talk for 2 days, you know.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Hi, Andrea. Okay, what are your inspirations to learn? Yeah, okay, we got this one already. I'm trying not to get lost in the message here, guys. Okay, Marcel has an interesting question here. The genre thing is something that sometimes kind of triggers tribalism, but in your perspective, Artur, what makes rock music rock? Like, oh, this is rock and roll.
I think that attitude. I think rock and roll is about attitude. And one thing that happens to bands when they get older is because they lose their anger. You know, you have
They're
to be
comfortable. Hey.
you have to be angry to rock. You know, and that's why kids love it and teenagers love it, because at this time you have a lot of energy. And,
Yeah,
you know,
it makes total sense.
and you listen to a song from Slayer, for example, you want to break everything, you know.
Yeah.
You want to punch someone in the face. I think that's it.
Yeah, there are some songs that when I listen, I immediately want to hit the gym. You know, oh, I need to go there, and I want to punch a bag. And when I'm driving.
It happens the same with me, but I usually hit the bottle
Okay.
instead of the gym.
Yeah, it's a good lifting too. It's a good lifting. All right. Hi Willie. Oh, Willie was here.
Willie,
Hi
hello, Willie.
Hi Cynthia. Cynthia saying hello.
Hello.
Okay. Andre is talking about the Black Album, you know. One thing that we were talking, Artur, is about how rock and roll sometimes seems to be a religion, you know, like a cult. Like we have this worshipping with the stars, and when you go to the event, it feels like a cult. You have the lights, you have the congregation there, you have the mottos and everything, you know. Have you ever been close to a big star and like, oh my God, I'm gonna take a picture, get an autograph, anything like that?
Well, I went to a party with Motorhead once.
Man, see you guys, I'm out of here. Okay, I'm joking. You just dropped. I went to a party with Motley Crue.
Oh, Motley Crue, it would be amazing too.
Was Motorhead?
Motorhead.
Okay,
But I
you
really
drink a
li-
lot of scotch there.
I really like Motley Crue too.
Yeah, it's nice. But a party with them, you wouldn't survive. Come on.
Yeah. No.
It's a once in a lifetime
Yeah,
experience,
yeah.
literally.
Literally, yeah. So I went to the Motorhead concert, and I had a friend that knew Lemmy. You know,
Yeah,
after the concert, he went backstage and he called Lemmy to go to a bar, a very popular rock bar in São Paulo. But Remy didn't want to. He didn't want to go. He said, "No,
people are
I'm
gonna
tired."
be, you know.
And the guy said, "No, let's go. I have things that you like, you know." So Remy said, "Okay, let's go."
Did you talk to him?
Just for a few seconds, but I spent the whole night talking to the drummer.
That's
you know?
it. For you, I'd imagine it was even nicer because you share the
well,
instrument.
I took a picture with him, and
that's cool.
Now he's the drummer for Scorpions, you know.
Another amazing band.
Yeah.
And okay, people sometimes say we shouldn't meet our heroes. Did you have that feeling, or was quite the opposite?
Yeah, I had, but it was with a Brazilian guy.
Really?
Yeah. And there is a band. I'm gonna say it.
Rock and roll.
It's a band that nobody knows, called Replicantes.
Yeah.
The singer is called Vander Wildner, right? And I used to listen to them when I was a teenager. I loved them. For me, they were like the Brazilian Sex Pistols, you know.
Nice.
And then I was in an event. It was like an award for bands. My band was, you know, running for this award. It was from a magazine called Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like in the same situation. We were in a space where people would have drinks between the presentations and the concerts. I was there with my band, you know. And he was standing right beside me, you know. I was drinking a beer, he was right here.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh my God, Vander Wildner." And one of my friends was there. I said, "Hey, can you take a picture of us?" And he was like, "Okay." I said, "No, I don't want a picture anymore, don't take it." You know,
like the diva complex.
He was an asshole, and nobody knows who he is. You know? If I ask you who is Vander Wildner, nobody knows. You know, and he was like, no.
Yeah. Okay, but it's good. It was in terms of. You don't listen to them anymore, I guess.
Oh, I don't care about it. I don't mix the personal life with the art.
Man, that's very mature of you.
Yeah, because if you do that, you're not going to listen to a lot of bands. Because people are people. People are human, you know.
I remember a song from Slipknot now. People, you know.
Yeah, people. That's exactly.
Man, it
people
makes total sense. If you think about that, a lot of artists, they're douchebags, and they would be like that, and they have I want my room with a lot of towels and with this and the fruits cut. I share
I really don't care if they're not nice in real life. What I care is
we can say, you are a douchebag, but at least you have written nice songs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I care about the songs.
Look at her. Claudia is saying hi, my love, to you.
Oh, hi, babe.
Cave has an interesting. Cave, you're a musician too, right, man? He is asking if you ever heard Iranian folk music. You know, it's very specific.
Folk music.
Yeah, Cave, send to him. Post in the coordinators group.
Yeah, not that I know of. You know, but send me because I like to know different things.
Yeah. Andre is saying that he loves Halloween. I'm trolling. He's saying he hates Halloween and he felt bad when Megadeth was cancelled their participation in Rock in Rio 2019, and they put Halloween. Yeah, but that's two different bands. It's very too different, you know. Yeah. Something sad about Megadeth though is the Dave Mustaine. He's a very accomplished artist, but he still gets that feeling. Apparently, I haven't beat Metallica, you know, because of the whole fight.
Get over it already.
Exactly.
Right? But I heard that nowadays they are a little bit closer.
I would love to see two bands that I want to see. The Grudge, you know, like Burying the Hatches would be Metallica with this thing, and I don't know if it would be possible, but I would like to see Jason Newsted there. I like him, his presence in the stage. And Nightwish too. I felt that the second singer from Nightwish, Annette, she's an adorable person. She answered me on Instagram. She's very sweet with the fans. And when she came to Brazil, she left the stage crying because people would scream the name of the former singer. You know, they were like. And the way she left the band was kind of harsh too, you know. But okay, I heard too maybe that they are kind of talking, and Flor Jensen is there. She's fantastic. Well, these kind of rumors, they would appear like in a magazine or some media that was specialized in rock and roll. Like the story you told me about Michael Jackson, maybe it was something like that. How do you think the internet changed the game for rock bands and the way we deal with music today?
I think internet changed everything, actually, right? Because before internet, we used to have the top bands, the greatest bands in the world, like it was, like Guns N' Roses. I think Nirvana was one of the last greatest band in the world.
We had the new metal when internet was starting to become popular. I remember that, I think was the last movement, you can say. Yeah.
And what would put those bands on the top? It was the media, you know, like radio and TV, and internet killed it. You know, there's not one place for you to see the band you like or to listen to it. You know, so it kind of spread everything. You know, there's not the greatest band in the world now.
Yeah, and maybe our brain isn't keeping up with all this information at the same time.
Yeah, I feel for kids, you know, because it's hard to focus on something because there are a lot of different things. You know?
And it's something that I would do is, for example, I would listen to the rock show on the radio. Oh, this hour is only rock music. I would prepare I will feel so old now, but whatever. I would prepare my cassette tape. When the intro of my favorite song started, I would play record.
I did it a lot.
And there was this Furia MTV that it was my YouTube to know new bands.
Yeah.
A lot of Pantera, Green Day. It was a show that Billy Joe looks like he's stunned. I started like, I said, what the hell is this? I like it. And I started to listen to a lot of new bands there, you know. When I had my first band, we used to go to, everybody would pitch some money in, so we would print some posters. We didn't have a printer at home, and we would distribute. We would spread our flyers and posters around. Oh, we're gonna be in this place. Have you done that?
Yeah, a lot. But one thing is that the lead singer of my band, he used to work with digital art, like in the beginning of the 90s. So he would make some amazing posters, but that was not good because people would steal it. You know,
nobody would see.
Yeah, we would stick it in the bars, and then when we would come back, the posters were gone. And we thought that was someone that didn't like us, you know. But then,
a person with a lot of time and motivation.
Then we would go to friends' houses, and the poster was like on their wall. And wait for the show to happen, then you take the poster, you ask us.
Yeah, I can make one for you. It would be like, man, can you please make an ugly poster so we can kind of share the things?
Okay, this guy was Nicola. Nicola must be watching now.
Oh man, Artur, unfortunately, we are running out of time.
Already?
So I decided to, it was crazy, man. It feels like 5 minutes, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Do you want to do an awkward pause? Do you want me to sing a cute ending song, or do you want to try to open the mystery box?
I'm really curious about this box, you know.
Okay, they don't know I'm doing this. They're like, what the hell Maick is doing? Chaotic neutral. Okay, so this is the mystery box. Okay. So you can try to open. There's no shocking spider.
I'm not gonna die,
it's not a dead mouse, anything like that, you know. But it's just you can try to open the mystery box. Let's see, guys, if he can open the mystery box.
Oh, I get it. It doesn't open. That's the joke, right?
It does open.
It does?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Oh, got it.
You did.
All right.
Okay. The thing inside, like 2 nails, you have to unscrew them. You don't have to do that.
Are they 9-inch nails?
Maybe. That would be a good reference.
Right.
No, they are not.
That's
but okay.
Other band that I love.
Yeah, they're very good. All right. Before we go, Artur, would you like to say a final message to our viewers?
Okay. Well.
He opened the mystery box.
Yeah, but I cannot close it.
Don't worry.
Well, I want to thank everybody, for inviting me here. I really love working at Times. I really like talking about it. Like, this is my life.
I loved your song class of Iron Maiden. It was very nice.
Oh, nice.
I used in the classes.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
And I want to send a kiss to my wife. Be there soon, babe.
Nice. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Share this video, and people are asking, and I said, oh, please, part 2. Maybe we will have a part 2. Yeah, they love to, man. And hope to see you. Don't forget to like the video. Bye-bye, guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.